Some game genres just age like milk. Sometimes it's because there's dozens of identical games just like it, and every new iteration does things just a bit better. And sometimes it's because it's a game built for a moment in time. Tsuru Teruto no Jissen Kabushiki Bay Game is a stock simulator. A game practically born for bubble-era Japan, and utterly dreadful to anyone else. If you're not aware, the bubble era refers to a period in late 80s Japan when the economy was exploding, money flowed freely, and everyone thought they were getting rich. Stock prices for Japanese companies were shooting up, and of course, guides on how to make a fortune in the stock market were their own successful industry. That's where Tsuru Teruto comes in. There are a series of investment guides that are published with Tsuru Teruto as the author. Now, considering that I can't find anything else about Tsuru's existence, I suspect it's a pseudonym placed on the book by the publisher. Though that's just a guess. It's always possible that they were a stockbroker who didn't live to see the end of the bubble. That end was coming soon. The Japanese stock market crashed in the first week of 1990, and that acted as the harbinger for the rest of the economy faltering. But enough about decades of economic stagnation. This game is in the go-go 80s. Kabushiki Bay Game is the first video game released by Intech, a company that you've almost definitely never heard of. They made just over a dozen games, and almost all of them were for the PC Engine. Their best-known game is, well, it's probably Tsuru Teruto no Jissen Kabushiki Bay Game, just because the video that you're watching right now is probably the most popular video on any of their games. The big selling point of Tsuru Teruto no Jissen Kabushiki Bay Game is that it's a stock trading game that used real stocks. Oh, they had their name slightly changed, but the 12 companies in the game all have the real stock tickers for their respective companies, up to the point that the game starts. In fact, the secondary game mode here shows you the stock chart and then asks you which company it belongs to. So, you know, some real excitement there. The main game is all about buying and selling stocks. You first choose your text speed, and then you choose one of 5 difficulty levels. The difficulty levels change how much cash you start with, how much cash you have to get, and how long you have to do it. The percentage that you have to grow your funds increases, while the time that you have to do it decreases. Also, the graphic for your assistant changes, but that's everything. Then you can see the stock, check out a chart of its recent price, get some general data on its performance, and then select what you want to buy. Once you have your starting stocks, you advance time 1 week and see how it did. Then you have the opportunity to buy, sell, or advance time again. And there you go, that's the entirety of the game. Now you might be thinking, okay, how do I pick out which stock is best to buy? Well, the solution there is simple. You make a wild-ass guess. The stock movements in this game are totally random, and you don't have any information on things that would affect the stock price. So you just have to make a guess, and then go with it. The prices basically become a random walk, though they do seem to try to stabilize around a single price. So the best thing you can do is buy something that's well below its historic high, hold on to it until you're up about 20%, and then jump to another stock. On top of that, the game is really short. On the easiest difficulty, you have 10 months to increase your cash 60%. You can progress through a month in about 15 seconds. On the highest difficulty, you have 4 months to increase your cash by over 3 times. Which basically means guessing the correct stock to increase the maximum amount every week. At least there's no brokerage fees when you buy and sell. For the final 2 difficulty levels, you have to acquire a password by beating the level before it, though I don't know why someone would put themselves through that in order to play those difficulty levels. Every once in a while, Tsuru Teruto will appear on screen to give you some investing advice, but it's completely generic and totally unhelpful in the game, so they might as well not even be there. This is one of those games that nobody remembers in Japan. It doesn't even have the distinction of being rare and expensive. And oh boy, is this one a stinker. The most impressive thing about this game is the gall it took to charge 9,800 yen for it. I typed in stock trading games from basic programming books that were more detailed and interactive than this one. I kept thinking I was missing something about the game because it couldn't be this stupid and shallow, right? But no, I had it exactly right. Tsuru Teruto no Jissen Kabushiki Bay game is a very strong contender for the worst PC Engine game that I've played. It is completely lacking in redeeming value. Stay far away from this one. There is nothing you want here.